Hello everyone, and welcome to Ukraine Will Win. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that has captured the world's attention: the remarkable tactical brilliance of the Ukrainian armed forces. It's a story of ingenuity, resilience, and a profound understanding of modern warfare. When the full-scale invasion began, many analysts predicted a swift outcome. They looked at the numbers on paper, the sheer size of the invading force, the stockpiles of equipment, and drew a conclusion that seemed logical at the time. But what they failed to account for was the human element, the strategic mind, and the unbreakable spirit of the Ukrainian people and their defenders. From the very first days, we saw Ukraine defy expectations. Instead of engaging in conventional, head-on battles where they would be outmatched by sheer numbers, Ukrainian forces employed a highly decentralized and flexible command structure. This wasn't an accident, it was a deliberate strategy, honed over years of experience since 2014. This approach empowers junior officers and even individual soldiers on the ground to make critical decisions in real time, without waiting for orders from a distant headquarters. Think about it, in a fast-moving conflict, the ability to adapt in seconds is a massive advantage, while the opposing forces often showed a rigid, top-down command style. Waiting for permission to move or react, Ukrainian units were already several steps ahead. They could exploit a sudden weakness, stage a rapid ambush, or quickly withdraw from a dangerous position, all with incredible speed and coordination. This agility turned the battlefield into a fluid, unpredictable environment, where Ukraine set the tempo. One of the most iconic examples of this was the defense of Kiev. The world watched in awe as long columns of enemy armor became bogged down and systematically dismantled. This wasn't luck. It was the result of highly mobile, small unit tactics. Ukrainian teams armed with advanced anti-tank guided missiles would strike and disappear back into the forests and urban landscapes. They operated like a swarm, appearing from unexpected directions, hitting high-value targets and melting away before the enemy could effectively respond. They turned the invaders' perceived strength, their reliance on heavy armor and long supply lines, into a critical vulnerability. These hit-and-run tactics, often called shoot and scoot, were devastatingly effective. They not only destroyed vast amounts of equipment, but also had a profound psychological impact on the invading forces, creating a constant sense of unease and danger. Every road, every tree line could be hiding a threat. But it's not just about ambushes. The integration of technology has been another cornerstone of Ukrainian tactical superiority. Ukraine has become a global pioneer in the use of commercial and military drones for reconnaissance, artillery spotting, and direct attack. What started with hobbyist drones modified for military use has evolved into a sophisticated, multi-layered aerial intelligence network. A small, inexpensive drone can fly over enemy lines, pinpoint the exact coordinates of an artillery piece or a command post, and relay that information back to an artillery unit in seconds. Moments later, precise fire neutralizes the target. This sensor-to-shooter loop in Ukraine is incredibly fast and efficient. It allows them to use their artillery, including advanced systems provided by international partners, with surgical precision, minimizing ammunition waste and maximizing impact. This creates a transparent battlefield for Ukrainian commanders. They have a real-time, bird's-eye view of enemy movements, fortifications, and logistics. This level of situational awareness is a game-changer. It allows them to anticipate enemy maneuvers, identify weak points, and strike with an accuracy that was once the exclusive domain of major military powers. They have effectively democratized advanced reconnaissance. Furthermore, Ukraine has demonstrated an incredible ability to innovate on the fly. We've seen them develop naval drones that have successfully challenged a powerful fleet in the Black Sea, forcing it to reposition and fundamentally changing the maritime strategic landscape. These are not systems that came from a decade-long, billion-dollar development program. They are the product of brilliant Ukrainian engineers and military minds working together under immense pressure to solve a critical problem. This capacity for rapid, creative problem solving is a tactical advantage in itself. Let's also talk about deception and information operations. Sun Tzu wrote in The Art of War that all warfare is based on deception. Ukraine has mastered this art for the 21st century through clever operational security and strategic misdirection. They have repeatedly managed to achieve tactical surprise. Consider the stunning Kharkiv counteroffensive. Ukrainian forces signaled a major push in the south, drawing enemy reserves and attention to that front. Then, in a lightning-fast operation, they broke through thinly defended lines in the northeast, liberating a vast amount of territory in just a few days. The speed and scale of the advance caught the invaders completely by surprise. It was a masterclass in operational planning, combining intelligence, deception, and rapid execution. This success wasn't just about moving troops. It was about understanding the enemy's psychology, their command structure, and their information flow. By feeding them a believable narrative about an offensive in one area, they created the conditions for a decisive breakthrough in another. Another key aspect is the synergy between the regular armed forces, territorial defense units, and the broader civilian population. This is a total defense concept. Partisans operating in occupied territories provide crucial intelligence, disrupt supply lines, and remind the occupiers that they are never safe. Local residents report enemy movements through secure apps, creating an intelligence network that is literally everywhere. This whole-of-society approach means that Ukrainian defenders aren't just the ones in uniform. They are an entire nation united in resistance. This provides a depth of resilience that no conventional military force can easily defeat. Compared to their adversaries' often rigid and predictable doctrine, Ukrainian tactics are dynamic, asymmetric, and intelligent. They don't play by the enemy's rules. They create their own. They leverage their knowledge of the local terrain, the motivation of their soldiers, and their technological ingenuity to fight smarter, not just harder. The motivation of Ukrainian soldiers is a force multiplier that cannot be overstated. They are fighting for their homes, their families, their freedom, and their nation's very existence. This gives them a level of commitment and fighting spirit that is impossible to replicate in an invading army. A Ukrainian soldier defending their hometown will fight with a ferocity and resourcefulness that stems from a deeply personal place. This moral advantage translates directly into tactical effectiveness on the battlefield. As the conflict has evolved, so have Ukrainian tactics. They have moved from primarily defensive operations to complex, combined arms offensive actions. This requires an even higher level of coordination, synchronizing infantry, armor, artillery, and air support to breach heavily fortified defensive lines. It's a difficult and costly process. But again, Ukraine is adapting and learning. They are integrating Western-provided equipment and training with their own hard-won combat experience to develop new approaches to these challenges. 2. The ability to learn and adapt under fire is perhaps the ultimate Ukrainian tactical advantage. Military doctrine is not treated as a rigid set of rules, but as a starting point. Every engagement is a learning opportunity. What worked? What didn't? How can we do it better next time? This constant cycle of action, reflection, and improvement happening at all levels of command makes the Ukrainian armed forces a true learning organization. So when we talk about Ukrainian tactical superiority, we're not just talking about one single thing. It's a powerful combination of decentralized command, technological innovation, masterful deception, a whole-of-society defense, and the unbreakable spirit of a people fighting for their right to exist. It's a story of David not just using a slingshot, but redesigning it on the fly, connecting it to a satellite, and coordinating with a dozen other Davids to win. The world is learning a great deal from Ukraine about the future of warfare. Lessons about the importance of flexibility, the power of technology in the hands of creative users, and the undeniable fact that morale and motivation can overcome massive material disadvantages. The ingenuity and courage displayed every single day are writing a new chapter in the history of military strategy. Thank you for joining us on Ukraine Will Win. The tactical brilliance of Ukraine's defenders is a beacon of hope and a testament to their strength. If you found this analysis insightful, please like, subscribe, and share this video to help spread the word. Stay safe, and as always, we believe Ukraine will win.